The gentleman we're going to visit is up this road here, and the first thing I notice as we're coming in here is we're kind of in a little bit of a chimney. As you look up here ahead of you, you can see we have a ridge on the right and a ridge on the left, and as you look ahead of us, we have a draw running right up the middle. The winds tend to funnel up through these draws, and with the heavier fuel accumulations, those folks are really at risk of wildfire. You can notice as we come in on this road that there's no turnouts anywhere, which tends to be a problem if you're coming in and there's people trying to get out. You can't get engines by them. And you can see how steep the grade is here as we're coming up. That's a pretty tough grade to get an engine up, especially if there's any kind of inclement weather or anything that makes it tough. You can see we're starting to spin here coming up in two-wheel drive. So this is really a tough road for a big structural type engine to get up. I'm Dave Summers, Idaho Department of Lands, and I understand you want to do a fire survey around your house and assessment.
Yeah.
So I came up to give you a hand with that.
Okay.
The home assessments that we do with the homeowners provide them information with how they can better protect their house, things that they can do to take responsible steps. They've chosen to live in a zone that is in a wildfire zone that puts them at risk. So there are responsible things they can do as homeowners to make a firefighter's job easier and more productive. One of the programs that we use for providing quick information to us as firefighters is a program called Red Zone. It's a computer program where we come in and we interview the homeowner, we do a defensible space survey around their house, leave them with information on how they can improve their house, and then end up with a picture of the home, directions on how to get in there, all the pertinent information that we would need on that structure when a fire is coming into that structure. And then if a fire threatens a subdivision or an individual home, we're able to quickly access that information and be able to decide which homes are savable and which aren't. You can see under here you have grass, clippings, pine needles. In this tree right here, at this time of year, the fuel moisture is going out of the tree, so any fire you get up in here has potential to get up into that and burn. Within any structure, we refer to zones around the structure that need work done in them. The first zone is a 4-foot zone, and typically is a zone that a lot of people would ignore. The 4-foot zone is a zone immediately adjacent to any structure you have on your property, and that's a zone that basically needs to be non-combustible. Fire that gets started, you know, coming down off that hill or coming from the back of the house, we'll start this on fire, it'll burn up to here, it'll jump across and it'll get underneath each of these lattices. This area in here actually is pretty clean, but as you can see underneath your decks has a lot of material that'll burn. That ought to be cleaned out. And then the thing that you can do is you can put hardware cloth in here on the back side that'll keep the embers and stuff from getting in underneath your deck. The second zone is a 30-foot zone, which should be pretty clear of vegetation. Trees should be pruned up and the shrubs should be fire-resistant variety. Outside that, in your 100-foot zone, it's less of an issue than within the 30-foot zone, the 4-foot zone, but you should still cut things down to 18 inches and prune your trees. The main emphasis there is to keep the fire out of the crowns and keep the fire on the ground where you can fight the fire.